Alright, so why did I do this? It's obvious why I did it. Yuma Territorial Prison, State Historic Park. If you look up here, that's actually the air opening for each of the cells so the prisoners can get some type of ventilation. Not a way I'd like to live. Of course, there's a lot of different ways I wouldn't like to live, and that's why I started this life here. March, when the pandemic first hit and they started locking the state down, then I started thinking, what do I do? I had a company, I had a warehouse, I had offices. What do I do? How do I sustain the debt that I'm going to incur as a company? And it got to a point where I couldn't. And so I decided at that time is to reduce my overhead debt as a company instead of sustaining debt. And if I can reduce it, then at that point, I might be able to save it. And that's what my first thought was. What I was trying to do is trying to save the company. So in the third week or fourth week of April, I decided to take this nomad and become a nomad full time, a modern nomad. I took the company, I took all our offices and turned it remote. I kept our operations for my partner, handled operations in Michigan so we can maintain operations. And now we have dreams of maybe moving some of that operations down south for the winter, just because of the climate. So a lot of this living this way transpired from two things. One thing is the ability to change my backyard, change my front yard just by where I travel. Also, the ability to reduce my costs from our overhead, because now I don't have a rent payment. I have that extra money that obviously I'm not going to spend every month, so I can use that money to maybe touch other people's lives, maybe use that money to enhance my life, because obviously it costs some money to add things to the vehicle. So it's not cheap, so it does cost something. So that's my rent right there. And so I just try to get to a point where I spend money on my rent, and I look at it as an investment in the car or the way I live. But it enables me to go where I want to go, when I want to go, especially when no one else is dictating. So I'm living life on my terms.
Hey, you. How about some water over here? It is so dog darn hot in here. My name is William H. Loose to know. What people know me here is Three-Fingered Jack. They threw me in this hellhole because I stood up for some miners during the Morenci mine strike. That was back in 1903. They called me an agitator. Didn't know that was a crime.
Now, I also want to give a shout out to three people. Bob Wells from RV Cheap Living, Linda over at Serene Simple Life, and then also Chrome and Little Cruisy Bear from Van City Van Life. Everything I learned from them on YouTube has been instrumental to enable me to do what I've done up to this point. Well, right now it's a prison cemetery, so I had to at least show you that. I guess what's really amazing is that every of these stone piles represents a grave from some of the prisoners that died in prison while being incarcerated. Kind of amazing. And that's how they did the graves. They unmarked them. And that was a form of punishment. Because some of these people were killed through riots within the prison walls. Now, no matter what, we take those steps, each step. Everybody takes a step in life, no matter what. And we all choose different paths. And sometimes the paths are chosen for us. And sometimes it's chosen because of the way we were taught as we were growing up. You can change that. Someone said to me, if you have problems or you're not happy about the way things are, change you. Because when you change everything around you. Thank you for everything. If you want to support the channel, I would love that. You know, if you subscribe below or hit the notification bell and we can alert you as soon as I come out with a new video, I would really love if you could do that and encourage others to do that as well.